The Bully Girl Magazine podcast is your dog-eared audio destination, bookmarking the most compelling tales and insights from the vast canine universe. While we passionately dive into the world of bully breeds, dispelling myths, offering training tips, and discussing breed standards, our scope isn't limited. We cast our net wide to encompass a diverse range of dog breeds, ensuring no tale is left untold. Enhanced by expert interviews and inspiring stories, this podcast is a beacon for responsible ownership and breed education. It's where bully breed enthusiasts meet the broader dog-loving community, fostering unity, understanding, and shared joy in every bark and wag. So whether you're out walking your dog or listening at home, be sure to enjoy the show and keep coming back. Hi, I'm Lisa Davis. So glad you're listening or watching. And trust me, you want to be watching this one. Bully Girl Magazine podcast. We've got the wonderful Joey Alvarado. He is a proud owner of Helas Bullies, a kennel located in West Babylon, New York. The father-daughter duo specializes in breeding XL American Bullies, and their love for these dogs started when Joey was just a teenager. He's going to talk to us about this in a moment. But these boys are beautiful, and Joey is somewhere. There you are.
I'm right
Hey,
here.
handsome.
I'm right here.
Those are some big, loving, beautiful bullies. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
thanks.
So they are absolutely okay. I'm like, okay, they're good. No, they're really good. You're like, okay, that's enough of you. He's like, nope, I'm coming back in. Well, that's,
Yeah.
we are a Bully Girl Magazine podcast. So we do love to see, hi, baby. You know what's so funny? He literally has the exact same face as my pit bull Blue. He's just
Oh,
bigger.
yeah.
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 Like
He's huge.
he,
Congo right here. He's not even 2 years old yet. He turns 2 years old November 14th.
are you serious?
Yes.
So
And he's off of eating right now because I have two females in heat. Well, one is female in heat. So he lost a little weight, but he's somewhere around 150 pounds. And Gambino, which is this one right here, he's about 111.
oh my
Hey,
gosh.
move. You gotta move the tripod. You gotta move the tripod. Come here. They're
My
just
gosh.
silhouettes.
They're amazing. I always ask the guests two questions to start the show. The first
Yeah.
one is, does your dog or dogs do anything funny, unique, unusual that makes you smile?
This one right here. You can just see they're goofy.
Right.
They can't see the zoomies right now when it's on camera.
Yes. My gosh. And then when did your love of dogs begin? And then when did your love of bully breeds in particular begin?
But dogs began when I was a kid. I was 18. Well, when I was a kid, my mother never wanted us to have big dogs, so we had a Chihuahua. I always loved big dogs. And
Yeah,
a friend and a friend of mine, he used to breed pit bulls. So I used to go to his house, help him walk the dogs, feed the dogs, whelp. So I learned all that when I was younger.
yeah.
And when I got my own place, I had pit bulls.
Mm,
And with the
nice.
pit bulls, they always had they always had bad reps.
I know.
So, I always socialize them, always tend to socialize. That was my main big thing. So I used
Yeah.
to socialize them all the time. So when I bought my own house, a friend of mine, he was already breeding. This was
Hmm.
like, I want to say 4 years ago, going on 4 years.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
I just started breeding bullies.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, I just started breeding bullies. And it started off, matter of fact, with Hella. That's why we called it Helas Bullies.
Ah, okay. I get it. I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, everyone who listens knows I'm a pit bull fanatic. My Blue is my everything. I just think they're such great dogs.
they
And as
are.
I've also
They
said
are.
many times, now I want a bully, though. I told my husband I have to have a pit bull forever, but I have fallen in love with the bullies. And
we
just
we
see,
we still us here. We still have a pit bull too. He's
oh,
8 years.
good.
Yeah, he's 8 years old. His name is Zeus. That's
Oh,
basically my daughter's pride and joy. That's basically she calls it her dog, but it's
um,
basically it's the house dog.
oh, that's nice. Now, I mentioned in the introduction about a father-daughter duo. So tell us a little
Yeah,
bit about Haley.
Haley's 20. She's right now. She's supposed to be coming in. I don't know exactly when. She went away for a couple of days with her friends, and they was doing a Halloween thing. So she's supposed to be back today. But
Okay.
when I don't know. It would have been nice for her to be here. She was like she's gonna try to make it, but I doubt she's gonna make it.
Listen, she wouldn't have fit in anyway. There's with the dog.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
probably would have
she'd
had to.
have to sit on your shoulders.
I probably would have had to move the camera back a little bit, but
Right.
we would try to make it
You
work.
would make it work. Yeah, I understand. All right, let's
Yeah.
talk about the health of your dogs. I know you take it very seriously. Tell us what you
Yes.
do.
Yes. Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, I like these dogs are big dogs, and so I basically try to work them all the time. I don't like overfeeding them. I love to do raw, but on because raw is always the best way to go. But
Mm.
when you have so many dogs, sometimes you're on a budget.
Right.
You're on a budget. So best thing to do, you just got to keep up with the supplements. You know,
Mhm.
make sure
Mhm.
they get every day. My dogs they work out basically the majority of the day because I have
Nice.
a nice sized yard. So I take them out. Like yesterday it rained, and unfortunately, like my house, we have I have a sub pump for
Mm.
for the water, the poop or whatever. But
Right.
now we get a sewage, so they put the lines into the backyards. So it's a little messy back there. So it's muddy, and so the past couple of days they haven't really been outside getting that energy. There goes Zeus.
Yeah.
They haven't been getting energy out like they wanted to.
Right.
Just relax. Yeah, so we still do tend to take them for walks and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I always try to socialize them. We take them
That's
everywhere.
great.
We take them everywhere.
That's great. Now, what is the reaction you get, and how do you counter the negative stereotypes that these types of dogs get?
Well, I like I said, I always socialize them, and when people look at us like, "Oh my God, that's a big dog," whatever, and I always tell them like, "Hey, they're very, very friendly dogs. You want to come and pet them?"
Yeah.
And my dogs, the what is funny, every time I do that, and anybody look at them, they start getting the wiggles. That means basically the butt wiggles. You see the
I
butt
love it.
just going
Yes.
miles per hour, just going miles per hour, and that gives people the okay, like okay, yeah, he looked like a very friendly guy, so let me go and say hi to
Oh,
him.
that's so it's so important. I share
Yeah,
this a lot. I'll bring Blue out regularly. He loves everybody.
yeah.
And I took him out last week and people were picking up their dogs and crossing the street. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Like the pit bull
We
prejudice
hit
is
that.
so severe. And I'm
Yeah,
not I start speaking out. Like I saw this woman pick up her dog and I'm literally like, he's a really sweet dog. They all are. Maybe you should go on the internet and Google myths about pit bulls and like
exactly.
I'm not afraid to speak out and I think it's so important. But I'm glad that they can see that your big beautiful dogs are super super friendly. Now talk
Yeah.
to us, Joey, if we're interested in purchasing a pup from Helas Bullies, what's the process from start to finish?
Well, first of all, if you see a pup that you like, I have contracts. You hit me up. You like a dog, we send out a contract. With the contract coming back to us, we like a deposit depending on which pick you want to get. Then with that, you have a balance. Then at 8 weeks, we usually try to get the puppies to their homes. If you want to extend it, all right, fine. We do try to extend it. We give people, a certain amount of weeks to pick it up. But honestly, a lot of times when it's puppies, you don't want to let the puppies go so fast. So that's why, in another way, I really don't mind holding them a little longer.
Yeah.
but then, it, but but then again, it helps too with the puppy because at the end of the day, these puppies, when you get a puppy, you have to have a good mother, a good female, because the female will put the puppy in check. That will help the puppy in the long run too.
Right, right. What's the longest you've ever kept a puppy? Could you keep one for me for like a year and have it all potty trained? Just teasing. Kind of
that,
teasing.
that's the easy way. But the longest I did was I think 4 months.
Oh,
4 months.
okay.
And by
Oh,
that
wow.
time, usually they're fairly potty trained, because
Nice.
I usually start them around once I start weaning them off of moms and putting them to mush, I start
Yeah.
putting down the pee pads or I do the pellets,
Mm.
so I try to introduce puppies to it little by
Oh,
little. And
okay.
they start getting used to peeing and pooping in one area.
Yeah, I'm still on the fence if I'm ever going to get a puppy, but if anything's making me want one, it's this doing this show. It's like every single puppy. I'm like, I want that one. I want that one. I want this one.
I
They're
could just imagine, especially with you on that end. You're like, oh my God, I just want to take that dog and squeeze it. I want
oh
to
my
kiss it. I
God.
want to hug it.
Especially your big dogs. They must be fun to cuddle with.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Right
Like
now,
even
they both,
spoon them.
yeah, especially Congo. Congo is the big one. The only thing is like at night because he comes to my bed at times. He comes to my bed. He stays for like 5 minutes and he disappears. He
Yeah.
does his own thing. He's the one that walks around the whole house by himself because he's so big. So I just
Oh,
let him be.
that is
Yeah.
so nice. Now, if anyone ever needed to rehome one of your dogs that they purchased, would you have like some kind of like, no, bring him back to me or let's, that
I
kind of
what
thing?
I do what I tell people is if you need to rehome your dog, I don't mind helping.
Right.
If you find the person, let me know because I want to know where all my dogs
Yes.
are, even if
Yeah.
it's a rehome. Because like
Yeah.
I had a situation matter of fact with Congo's brother. I mean, I'm sorry, Congo's sister.
Mm.
Congo's sister was in Philadelphia, and the folks just, I guess they was going at it, and then they caught a divorce, but they didn't know who to the dog was going to. The lady
Oh,
wanted the dog, the male wanted the dog, so the guy found a place, and it's the best place for him. And he even called me here like, listen, I found a place. It's an indoor dog park. The
wow.
owners loved them, loved her. I'm sorry, her.
Yeah.
So so they took her over there. There was always like, oh my God, we want her, we want her. So the guy was like, you know what? There we go. That's a good home. So he called me up, and even till today, they have an Instagram, so I get to see every progress
Oh,
that she gets on. So even though she don't get on there that much, but because it's a dog park, so they basically video and take pictures of all types of dogs because it's
yeah.
an indoor dog park.
Oh,
But
that's
she,
nice.
you see her for parties, they throw parties there. You see her there. You see pictures of her, so I get to see Congo's sister. So it's a blessing at times. But yeah, I tell people, if you need help, let me know. I try to help. If you have somebody, perfect, but let me know who it is because I want to keep tabs of all my dogs. Because
Yeah.
even in my contract, it states if I find out that you, as the owner, put my dog in a shelter, we're gonna have problems. There's gonna be lawyers and everything involved.
Good.
And
No,
there's, yeah, there's a
yeah,
fine.
I think that's really super important.
Oh,
Now,
definitely. Especially,
yeah.
yeah, especially the part that a lot of people, they take these dogs and want to be aggressive because
Ugh,
and it has it on my paperwork too. If I find out you're fighting my dogs, there's gonna be a fee.
it's just so sad. The whole thing
Yeah,
just
yeah,
really kills me
yeah.
because
These
that's why
dogs.
people think they're mean in the first place. But they're, it's
Mm.
like, you got to really, really hurt these dogs to get them to fight. That they're not, they're
And it's not even.
lovers.
And to be honest, it's not even that because Congo doesn't have no type of anger issue at all. Because when was it? A couple of weeks ago, we had all the dogs in the yard. Me and my daughter playing with them. We had Gambino's sister, Martini, which she's a champion right now, champion Martini. For ABKC, she just tapped out a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
So
congratulations.
thank you, thank you, thank you. And so we had them running, playing. We had the flirt pole. They'll jump and play. And Congo's one. Congo, he does his own thing. Congo grabs a rope. He starts taunting all the dogs. So Zeus was like, okay, I can go after him. He started going after him. He couldn't get the rope. So he got mad. He bit Congo in the cheek. So when we see that, we jumped. Me and my daughter were quick to jump, but it didn't phase Congo at all. So once
Yeah,
Zeus let go, Congo just picked up the rope, started trotting around, playing again. Like he had no care in the world,
that's
and
awesome.
how I love my dogs. Like
Yeah.
they have no bad intentions at all, at all.
Oh, that is great. Well, I was going to bring up Martini. Tell us a little bit more about being in the ABKC shows.
Yeah, Martini, she's the best. It's funny because I call her like a Gemini because she has two different sides of her. At home, she's all right. In every household, especially if you have a whole bunch of dogs, there's an alpha.
Yes.
And in this house is Mama Hella. Mama Hella, she runs the whole show. She checks people. Say if they start acting up, she checks. Martini is next in command. She's
Mm.
right there, right behind her. She puts these big boys, and Martini doesn't weigh that much. I want to say Martini's like probably 90 pounds right now.
Oh, okay.
So next to these two boys, she's still small,
That's true.
and she puts both of them down. She puts both of them down, and you see them on their back, like, oh my God. It's just hilarious. But the only thing is, what I noticed that when it comes down to both of them, Martini and Hella,
Hmm.
they don't go back and forth. Like
Oh,
if Martini's doing something to the boys, Hella just walk away, just let
okay.
it be. If Hella's doing something to the boys, Martini walks away, so they don't bump heads.
Ah, okay.
So that's one
Yeah,
thing I've been noticing about them. But I know eventually Hella's gonna pass the crown down to Martini, and
right.
unfortunately, it's gonna happen. But when it comes to the show outside of the house, Martini's the sweetest girl. She listens. They call from friends of mine from the bully world. They call it the stack queen because my daughter works her so good. My daughter can
Mm.
stack her, and she just stays there. She stays there, and that's how it's funny because we could have chapped her out, basically a couple of shows back, but we didn't have no competition, so it
Ah,
backed us
okay.
up. But it's all good. And at the end of the day, like I always said, good competition is the best. I don't. I love other dogs, and
Yeah.
even if we lose. is always a great run. You
That
know,
is so fun. Now,
but
for
we
people, oh, go ahead.
but when we started with Martini, we started with her stacking her young. So that's probably why she stacks so good.
Right. Now, for people who are new to the show and new to the bully world, can you tell us what stacking means?
Stacking, basically, I wish I could put a dog right now to stack. Basically, stacking, you gotta put your dog in a certain place, paw straight, head up high, back has to be straight. Um, yeah, yeah, exactly. You gotta have good posture, good posture,
Nice.
and
Very
that's when
important.
the yes, and that's when the judge comes and they check the bones, check everything, make sure everything is good.
Oh,
Yes, then when it comes down, they gotta make sure the teeth is the scissor bite.
okay.
Then when the judge tells them, all right, go back and forth, they want to see the rear angulation, the front paws to see how they come. Then they make you go a whole turn around. They want to see the gait of the dog to see how the back foot gets close to the front foot, going back and forth. You can see like a lot of my videos, especially on the show video, you see me slowing it down when it comes to going around the circle so people can see the gait of the dog.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's
Yeah.
really cool. I'll have to check that out. Where can we find those videos? Is that on your Instagram?
Yes, on my Instagram, Hella_bullies.
Now, I really enjoyed the article on BGM or in the blog, I should say, and I
Yes.
like that it says, quote, Joey and Haley believe that those looking to become breeders should have a love for dogs and gather as much information as possible before jumping into breeding. It also
Hmm.
talks about recognizing the difficulties that come with it and the importance of learning about the behind the scenes work. Talk to us about all this.
All right, basically, because it's not as easy as it seems, especially for a breeder, especially when you're whelping puppies. If you have a
Right.
big litter, even if it's for a small litter, because say if you got a small litter and say two, three, four litters, and moms have a lot of milk, puppy's gonna drink and drink and drink, especially those big dogs. But a lot of times you can't let them drink too much because they will get what they call swimmers because they will
Hmm.
get basically obese, and if you let them lay on their stomach, they're gonna be like this. That's basically their
Oh,
arms out like this. They get flat chest. So you got to be careful when you're, especially for the small litters. With the big litters,
oh,
excuse me, with the big litters, you got to make sure you switch them out because sometimes mom doesn't have enough nipples. So you got to bottle feed every 2 hours, some of them. And you got to watch them because we had, matter of fact, Martini for a good example. Martini was one. She was never the runt. Her name in the beginning was Teeny
mm,
because she was so small, but she wasn't small because she became small because she got sick. She caught
oh,
pneumonia. She was drinking so much milk went into her lungs,
oh
and with
no.
that being, it turned to mucus and she couldn't breathe. So we had to
Oh,
take her to the vet a couple of times. A good friend of mine's, 5-star bullies that he lived out here in Long Island, he lent me his incubator. We had it incubated for at least good 2 weeks, and we
mm,
used to bottle feed, uh, tube feed. You know, we let her feed off of moms by herself, just in case it was contagious, but the other puppies won't get sick. It's a lot behind it. It's a lot. It's a lot. Then on top of
yeah,
that, when the dog gets bigger, you got to make sure you train them. You know,
right. Yeah, that is for
it's
sure.
yeah, it's a whole lot behind it. It's not for the weak of heart, just say that, because there's times you got puppies and like example, you have a puppy at 10, and this happened to a couple of friends of mine, and you get puppies that start fading. You know, some people
Mm,
they can't take that. You know, they're like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? This, that, and they start panicking. You know, that's why
oh,
that's when it comes that you have to make sure you do all your homework, you look up everything from A to Z. You just got to make sure you know what you're getting into. So
right.
yeah,
And it's
it's
expensive too, right?
it's very like there's breeders out there, so-called breeders that just say they love the dogs, but then again they go take the cheap way around and puppies and moms get sick.
Yeah,
To
that's
me,
not right.
me personally, I'd rather pay to get like a surgical done or AITCI instead of getting a natural tie. Even though natural tie is usually the best, supposedly the best way and the easiest way, but there's so many STDs out there, even for dogs, even
Oh,
for dogs. So you don't even know.
oh my, I never knew about that. I used to be a sex educator in the schools and I didn't know about the
Yes.
this was for people. That's so interesting.
Yeah,
I
because
had no
I know
idea.
I got a friend that he had two litters in one shot. That's
Oh,
one of the females had a STD and it spread and basically killed all the puppies.
Oh my God, that's awful.
Yeah, yeah. It sucks, but that's part of being a breeder. You got to
Right.
learn these things.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Now, is there anyone that you look up to in the bully world?
I look up to a lot of people, to be honest. It just comes down to like honestly, like I love all dogs. I don't prefer like certain kennels or anything like that. I just look up to people like say Danny second and none. He's one that he's very knowledgeable. He helps out whenever he can. Um Gabby, she has champion on site. She was always there whenever I had questions or anything like that. She would come to my house if I needed anything. That I have a lot of friends like Danny Five Star. Danny Five Star is another one that he lives a little more east from me,
Hmm.
but when I needed him, he was there. He brought the incubator. He helped me out. If say, he had some antibiotics for dogs, and if I needed it, like yo, I'm gonna come down. I got you. He'd come
Right.
and bring it to me. It's not even the big breeders. It's like the small breeders, the one that help out each other. That's the
Oh,
ones that I
that's
really look
nice.
up to. Yeah, yeah.
I think that's great. And what would you like to see in the bully world 10 years from now?
Basically, everybody getting together. Stop being so pity. It's not about the money. It's not about the who has the best dog. It's making the best dog.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
So you're seeing a lot of that contention and
Yeah, yeah. Everybody's at competition. Everybody like, oh, my dog's better than yours. This, that, and third. Oh, my breeding's better than yours. This, that, and third. Does it really matter?
right?
Does it?
Yeah. Yeah. I
We
mean,
we
my
just
big thing is just do a good, like, be good to the dogs, right? Make sure they're healthy before you breed them. Do right by them, feed them well, right?
Exactly.
Love them.
Exactly. Love
Yeah.
them. Yeah, exactly. Like you
Yeah.
see right now, I have 5 dogs at home. Do you hear everybody barking?
Yeah. I mean, it's so clear how much you love your dogs, and they're absolutely gorgeous. Now,
Thank
do
you.
you have time for other things that you enjoy doing?
Yeah, especially well right now, like they none of them is puppies, so it's easy for me to go out, say if I want to go on a date because I'm single.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So yeah, it's just me and my daughter here in the house. But I get to enjoy life. Like I do have my regular 9 to 5. But at the end of the day, like they once as long as they go outside, they get the energy out, they're
Right.
fed, they're very chills. Like I have Congo over here laid out, Gambino over there laid out. You don't hear no dogs. They
No.
just
Yeah.
very chill.
Yeah, I got mine in here too, and they know. It's funny, like when it's time to come down to the studio and do the work, they just get on
Yeah.
their beds and that's it. Except
Hmm.
for when I have a bad knee, so I have a dog walker help me out a couple times a week, and then I walk them the
Okay.
rest. But there was one time recently where a dog walker came in and Benji was under the desk and it pulled the computer down. It was like this whole
Oh
thing.
wow.
But
Yeah.
usually they're quite good. Now, what do you think about Bully Girl magazine?
Um I love it. I love it, to be honest. I love it. It's a platform. It's a platform that needs to be out more. Like a lot of people
Yeah,
need to know about it. Like even Mr. Second and then Danny. Danny was
yeah,
even told me. Danny, I think he came out in an interview, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was telling me about it. That he did an interview.
yeah.
And it's something that like it's a platform for people to come together, for people to learn each other.
Yeah, that's what I love. I love the community.
Mhm.
Now, I read too in that blog post on bgmwarehouse.com that your goal for 2023 is to promote the dogs more and to achieve champion status for Teeny
Which
Martini, which
we
didn't you? You just
we got
talked.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. That's what I
We
thought.
got it. We got it.
Yay.
We hoping this one's gonna be the next one. My daughter's working very hard with him. This is Gambino. This is Martini's sister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
Martini's sister. He's
right.
he, he's hopefully he's just very lazy when it comes down to it. He's just very lazy. So
Yeah.
look.
Well, they can't all be champions, right? But the lazy ones
Exactly.
I love the lazy ones. The lazy one is what I want. I just want a big, big, beautiful, sweet dog to just lie around
It's
with me,
it's couch potato.
Yes, I want a couch potato. And Blue, after he gets enough exercise, is a definite couch potato, which I
Yeah,
love.
yeah.
Now, was there anything we didn't touch on, Joey, today that you were hoping? And obviously, I want to ask about where we can find you and your Instagram and all that stuff. But was there anything else you wanted to touch on?
That I know of, no. I think we touched. Oh, did we touch about the UK thing?
No, and it's just killing me. Yes, please tell us how you're feeling.
All right. Personally, I love all dogs, all dogs in general, pit bulls, bullies. But
Right.
the UK, it just sucks how everything is happening. It's just me personally, like I always said, these dogs, they they be treated like pit bulls. One, two. It's me personally. I always say it's the owner who has the dogs.
Yep.
If they don't take them out, socialize them, they gotta. All right. The way I see it, and I tell a lot of people this: all these dogs, where they come from, wolves. Wolves are
Yeah.
pack animals, so they used to being in a pack. So
Right.
basically, say if you have a house of you, your husband, two kids, and your dog, and you don't socialize them with nobody else, no other dogs, that dog's gonna get used to that pack.
Right.
So that pack is their pack. So somebody trying to come into that pack, what's going to happen? The
Not
dog's
going to
going
be
to react.
pretty. Hmm.
Exactly. So the best thing to do is always socialize your animal. And I always tell every single customer that I get, please make sure you socialize these dogs. They're very strong dogs. They need socialization. You start them off young and you keep going, keep going. It's
Yeah.
out of different places, different people, different animals, different smells, different sounds. Just make sure you get them out there and socialize them. And that's one thing, like me personally, a lot of what happened in the UK, like the, it's not the breed, it's the owner.
Of course.
And
I
I
know.
think, and personally, I think they should make a law behind that. If say you as an owner, if your dog gets out and bites somebody else or somebody's dog, you should get a repercussion.
Oh, absolutely.
But they trying
Yeah.
to take a different route. So I pray every single day that it works out for them because these dogs are not the vicious dogs that everybody thinks.
I know. It's so heartbreaking. And I had a long conversation with Dave Wilson from the ABKC, and we talked about the ban and statistically proven that these bans do not work. And it's just a way for the minister, excuse me, to say,
Minister.
see, I did something,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he didn't do anything. It just
yeah,
makes it
because
look like he did because there's nothing changes. And it's
exactly.
just really sad.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, like they ban pit bulls.
I
So
hate
what's the
that.
next thing? The next thing is the bullies. So like Dave Wilson said, Dave Wilson, the breed came out to be bigger and better tempered, but
Yeah,
people still take advantage of that situation. They're like, oh, it's a bigger dog, so I could do a lot with this dog. No,
right.
don't do that. Why are you gonna do that? You're messing up the breed. There's a lot of people that does that just for
Yeah,
clout too, just to have that name, but
right.
there's no point in it.
Yeah, I mean, just get a dog, love the dog, socialize your dog, and don't be a jerk. How about that? That should be on a bumper
Exactly.
sticker.
Exactly.
Joey, this has been so much fun. Tell us all the ways we can find you and Helas Bullies.
um, you can find me on Facebook at Joey Alvarado. I didn't put Helas Bullies, but you can see the logo on there.
Yeah.
Instagram, you can find me at Helas Bullies, at Helas Bullies, at Helas underscores Bullies, just to make sure. um, in Instagram on contact, it has my phone number, my email on there.
Oh,
Uh,
great.
Congo, Congo sniffing the phone.
He is so beautiful. Oh, I love his color.
This one is the big goof of the house.
Oh, I love a big goof.
Yeah,
Oh, he's so precious. He is just so big and beautiful. And it's HELA apostrophe
H,
S,
yes.
right? Hellas.
Well,
But no
H E
apostrophe,
L.
right?
No, HELAS underscore bullies. BULLIES.
All right. Well, this has been so fun, and I love looking at your big, beautiful dogs. I'd love everyone to subscribe to Bully Girl Magazine, download the Bully Girl mobile app. It's available in the Apple and Google Play stores. Be sure to follow at Bully Girl Mag, and you can follow me as well so you can see my good boys at Lisa Davis MPH on Twitter and TikTok. Thank you so much. Rate, review, subscribe, and keep coming back to the Bully Girl Magazine podcast.